Hello, everybody, troop. Welcome back. How are you guys? Happy New Year. It's 2026, and I hope that you have the best New Year's Eve ever. Hope that you celebrated, you ate well, you do all your resolutions, your traditions, you went crazy. Whatever you did, I hope that you were safe and that you were having a lot of fun. Guys, I am back. The real Andy of Beverly Hills is back and it's going to be better than ever. I was gonna wait a little bit, but I said like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not start now? There is going to be little changes here and there. Just want to make sure that you guys know that here on this channel that it might go into a little bit of a name change. I'm still like working on it. We're gonna be talking all about Bravo. Every single Real Housewife show, every single other show, Southern Charm, Vanderpump Rules, Summer House, Below Deck. I mean, you name it. You know that we are just gonna be mentioning it all. So if you are into Bravo, girl, this is your place. But if you also want to keep enjoying my podcast, the Pop Smash Podcast, make sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channel, The Real Andy Shademan, which may also go into a name change. I'm still debating it. Go and subscribe right now. The link is going to be on the description below as well, or you can just like look for it. It's The Real Andy Shademan. And season 2 of my podcast will be coming at some point during January, probably after January 15, with a lot of like amazing surprises, sweetie, over there. Okay, it's going to be such a good year. I have such a positive attitude towards 2026. As you know, even though this channel is back, it's definitely starting from zero. So please make sure to watch, rewatch, triple watch every single video that I post, to subscribe. If you are new here, welcome to the Beverly Troop. And for absolutely everyone, new and old, please make sure that your notifications bell is on. It's down here, okay? So go to the little bell and make sure that it says all notifications, okay? Or even turn it off and then turn it on again, because that was one of the things that YouTube deactivated from absolutely everyone when they decided to take my channel away. So now that it's back, absolutely everyone has the notifications off, okay? So make sure to double check on that so you don't miss every single video. All right, guys, I think it is time to talk about the Real Housewife of Salt Lake City. I know that we are going through withdrawals right now because there is nothing new, I think, until next week, if I'm correct. But I think that, there is no Beverly Hills, no Potomac, no Salt Lake City, no Southern Charm, no Vanderpump Rules. There is nothing, And we are here trying to survive with these Bravo withdrawals. But anyways, of course, the tea does not stop, and I'm gonna be talking about it because Mary Cosby is in the middle of the storm again. Of course, we probably already saw it has been some weeks now since, the Hulu documentary dropped about Mary Cosby's church and all of that. And, a lot of people are having a lot to say when it comes to Mary Cosby. I think we have gone through a roller coaster with her. And I think that a lot of people have been trying to disengage or separate when it comes from the church to when it comes to Mary Cosby's personal life. Because watching the show or trying to enjoy Mary Cosby's story, knowing things about the church, it has been a little bit complicated. Literally one of the reasons why Mary Cosby left for that one season, right? But we cannot also know or acknowledge that Mary Cosby is really good reality TV, Look, I think we talked in this channel a long time ago about, everything related to the church, and the allegations. And I remember back in the day, and absolutely everyone was talking about it. And because it was not on a big, streamer or whatever, not a lot of people were paying a lot of attention. My thing is that when it comes to churches, it's a little bit complicated. I am not a religious person per se. I am very spiritual. I have my own relationship with God, but I do not believe in churches. I don't believe in organized religion, and I think that humans and like has have always manipulate religion and manipulate the actual word of God for their own advantages. And I have never agreed with that, right? And I think churches are the perfect example. I don't understand a God that will ask you for money. I don't understand a God that will tell you that you have to pay a ticket to go inside of a church, I will never understand a God that is revengeful or that is full of hate when God is supposed to be all about love and acceptance for absolutely everyone, right? So churches for me has always been like a little bit like I just don't mess with that because I just don't understand that aspect of it, right? However, cults are also like very real, and I think cults are, these same humans who manipulate the word of God, into taking advantage of all of these people who are very weak in mind, and then they create all of these churches. Now, how much is Mary Cosby to blame into all of this? I think at the beginning, in the first seasons, we were very eager into like finding this villain, that we all went into saying like, oh, Mary Cosby, she's the one behind everything, and we have people like her own mother, cousins, people from the congregation kind of like coming and talking against Mary Cosby, but also it was very much against her husband, grandpa, Robert Sr. And now we have this new Mary Cosby that it is not a secret that we all enjoy, that we all love. We watching the show, we laughed with her, and all of that. And it's kind of like, where are we gonna go with all of this, If you watch the documentary, they put a lot of things over there, and a lot of people came and talked, For example, I'm going to read you some of the things that people were saying. Mary's sister, Denise Jefferson Odinaka, she says that she recalled the day of her, grandma's funeral. She says, the day that I went to my grandmother's service, I picked Mary up, and Mary was this fellowship. I just remember me and her had a conversation about it, and I think Gramps went on this mission to try to revive her spiritually. Next, she is in his house and they are doing God knows what. Robert was devastated. He had just lost the love of his life. And then you have got this young girl who is her granddaughter who is consoling him. He told us they went to dinner every night and she made him talk about mama and that it helped heal him. I remember my Grams bought Mary a BMW. I thought it was random, and as there's like 25 grandchildren, I'm right here, I'm waiting for mine. But anyways, she was showing him a new way of living Christianity, the things that we just weren't doing, like the drinking and stuff. I'm going to tell you something, and I feel that there is a lot of jealousy going on. I think that they are trying to blame the housewife, to be very honest with you, in this case, Mary Cosby. And I have a sense that a lot of this has to do with Robert Sr., I have always think about this, that maybe Mary was very brainwashed by Robert Sr. I think that she was a young, impressionable woman back then. You are into religion, and again, if you are into like these mega churches, I'm sorry, you probably were very weak of mind, and you have this authority, this father authority, this person who is way older than you, and this person was grooming you. And I believe that that was what happened to Mary Cosby. He groomed her, and he comes here and says, wait, like, you have to marry me because we have to continue the church, and that's what your grandmother wanted, and when you are in that situation, you probably just say yes, right? I don't know if blaming Mary is the way to go because of everything that we have been seeing from Mary on the show and the way that we have learned to like get to know her, right? I know that she's still with Robert. I don't know what is going to be her position, against all of this. And me personally, I believe that she doesn't really like maybe even want to be with him at this point, right? I might be wrong. I'm just thinking that, all of these people are now trying to blame Mary, and it feels like it's like, oh well, she had the church, now she's famous, she has money, let's see what we can get from her, and why is her sister, like basically blaming Mary and not blaming Robert. Why blaming the women who is way younger than him, who was clearly being groomed, and why creating all of this environment, which basically she's saying like, oh, he was perfect, he was amazing, and then she comes this, Jezebel, and try to just snitch him away, and I don't think that's really the case at all, right? I think that he was, I don't know if I want to say taking advantage. I mean, we were not there, but definitely, he was an authority. He was an authority figure over Mary. So she will do whatever he said that, that they were gonna do. Now, some of the journalists who went behind of this documentary, they said that they fact check a lot of things. She says, we did follow, and it's important to say, journalistic ethics. So it wasn't just people saying anything that came into their minds. Everything had to be fact checked, legally checked, double sourced, people saying things that didn't make it into the film. But I feel confident that these people allege perspective that this isn't just wild speculation about what's going on at Faith Temple. Again, if you make me talk about the church, I do believe that the church is culty. I do believe that the church is bad. But to me, that's absolutely every single church, How are you gonna double check or double or fact or whatever, fact check things that are people's experiences? How are you gonna come here and listen to to Mary's sister or whatever, talk and saying all of these things about Mary? How are you fact checking that? Because that is literally coming from her mouth, her mind, right? I know it's weird. That I am kind of like defending Mary on this one, but I'm not seeing it as defending just Mary. I'm seeing it as, trying to make sense of something here, right? We have someone that, people just want to villainize, but it's like, who is the real villain, right? And why are we just gonna attack Mary and we're not gonna attack Robert Sr.? Now, if illegal things went inside of the church, then things will have to be investigated, because at the end of the day, sadly, Mary Cosby is the face of the church as well, So if there is money that is missing, or if there are like illegal things going on, that is part of what actually needs to be investigated. But for me, just blaming Mary for just being there does not make a lot of sense. I'm gonna have to like actually see proof. We need to like see actual paper trails. If money is missing, then we need to get that. And a perfect example of this will be, the guy that went on the show, Cameron, and he was friends with Lisa and all of that, and he alleged that he gave $300,000 to the church. That's a perfect example of where we could start. Like, where is that money? Why was given? But at the end of the day, again, because this is a church, is that money was probably given willingly. And that is something that is very important, because we cannot control that. No one can control that. Me, as a person from the outside, I will be like, are you crazy that you're gonna be giving $300,000 to a church? Really, are you trying to buy your spot in heaven? Because that is not supposed to be able to be bought. You earn it, right? So to me, that's just like plain stupid. The church, of course, they're not gonna say no. They're like me. I love a good gift. You wanna send me a gift? You wanna send me money? Bitch, my Amazon wish list is right there, right? I will not say no. But what make it illegal, or what it might be unethical, it might be immoral, whatever, but it is not really illegal, and that is the problem right there. So if you want to go against a church, it has to be with documents, it has to be with numbers, not only what people are saying, because that's just not going to do absolutely anything. And I can tell you, even after the documentary, the people who are part of the congregation, they're still going to be part of the congregations because they are convinced that that's their way to get to God. Is it a cult? Is it not a cult? It's probably a cult. To me, every single church is a cult. Okay, Mormons, Jewish, Christians, Catholics, they're all the same shit, you know. So it is what it is. So anyways, let me know what you guys think on the comments below. How do you feel about Mary Cosby? The question is, are you able to move forward with Mary Cosby as a housewife, getting all of this situationship with the church, or are you willing to just let her go, you know? It's reality TV more important than the morals of these, and should people will be going against beliefs and against religion and churches this way should be part of the conversation. Let me know, and if you want to get all the tea related to the Real Housewife of Salt Lake City or any of the other shows on this ever always growing Bravoverse, make sure to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you around. See ya. Bye.